saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were coming to the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
You know, that's really what it's all about. It's not so much about these gifts under the tree. It's more about the gift that Christ gave to us of himself on that night when he was born.
I think that the greatest gift that we can give is just giving ourselves back to him.
You know, you're right. And I'm so proud of both of you. You've grown so much in your faith and your obedience to Christ in this last year. Your father would be so proud of you. I know it's been a hard year without him.
Especially Christmas. He really loved this time of year.
Yes, he did. He loved giving gifts. He loved watching your faces when you were surprised with that little gift that he would find for you. And that's why he wanted you to have something special this year. And I think you're ready. This is for you, Julia. This is for you, Elliot.
Thank you.
My own Bible. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Your father and I knew how much you wanted one of those. And I believe you've shown real responsibility in the last year.
May I try it on now?
Of course you can, but make sure you put it away when you're done.
Yes, ma'am.
Elliot? Inspector Ellis, what are you doing here on Christmas?
I have urgent business that will not take long, I think.
Inspector, what business is so pressing that it couldn't wait until tomorrow?
I've been confronted with a rather difficult legal situation, and taking into account your extensive legal background, I think you might be able to assist.
Surely you didn't come all this way on Christmas just for legal advice. Surely a lawyer would have been better.
I'm more concerned with the enforcement of the law. And besides, the matter I'm interested in, I'm sure you've had experience. May I come in?
Certainly.
Mrs. Fritz, what a lovely home you have. I see you enjoy decorating for Christmas.
It's mostly for the children. Inspector, it is Christmas. Is there something I can do for you?
Of course, if you don't mind. As a member of the City Council, you must know of the importance of enforcing the laws that have been laid down for us. Since the laws were given to us for our own benefit, it is to our good that we be subject to them.
Well, certainly, no one can be above the law.
Quite. No one can be above the law. And if the law, for example, dictates that something is harmful to the common good, it is to everyone's benefit to rid themselves of that thing.
If indeed that thing is actually harmful.
I assure you it is. But what would you do if you were required to enforce a law that forbade people from harming themselves with dangerous things? And yet, the very people still continue to hold on to the things that would destroy them. Wouldn't it be best to remove those dangerous things before people could harm themselves? Or at least to remove the people from the dangerous things? After all, no one is above the law.
Inspector, do with me what you will, but leave the children out of it. They have no idea what's going on.
I'm afraid you're not in a position to make requests. Councilwoman Rachel Fritz, you're under arrest for the suspicion of breaking Title 19 of Civil Code 3536. The intentional and premeditated practice of a socially detrimental ideology is strictly forbidden and subject to punishment under the fullest extent of the law.
Mom, what's going on?
Don't worry about it, baby. I'm gonna go with the inspector and we'll clear this matter up.
Leave me alone. No, stop. Leave me alone. Come on. Wait, what's happening? They're just kids.
They will be taken care of.
Inspector, this is absurd.
Everything changed, but nothing did. Truth, the great falsehood. Inevitably, absolute truths were abandoned. We didn't burn books. We just stopped reading them. When no one knew the doctrines, their power was dissolved. With no power to resist, people vanished. They never existed. Symbols were removed. Traditions were discarded. We made new ones. We still have holidays. Nothing changed. But everything did.
Jeremy, quit messing around. I don't want to be stuck up here all day.
You should really take a look at some of this, though. There's some pretty awesome stuff. Wonder why Grandma never let us up here.
Probably because she knew you'd come up here and make a big mess. Hey, look, her Christmas stuff.
Oh, cool. Hey, look, it's our old stocking she used to put up for us. Looks so small now.
Gosh, this stuff brings back a lot of memories.
Hey, I wonder what's in here. It's like figurines or something.
I don't remember seeing this with the rest of Grandma's Christmas decorations.
Yeah, me either. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with it.
Well, I mean, it is with the Christmas stuff.
Natalie! Jeremy! I need you down here a couple of minutes.
Maybe Mom will know what they are. Hey, Mom.
Oh, great. I need some help taping these boxes.
Yeah, sure. But first, we found these in the attic. Do you know what they are?
No, I've never seen these before.
Well, there's a whole set of them.
Well, you know, your grandmother liked to collect odd things.
Yeah, I mean, we found it with our Christmas stuff. We just don't ever remember seeing it.
I don't ever remember seeing it either. Why don't you just put it in one of those boxes and we'll let your dad go through it. Maybe he'll know what it is.
Okay.
Hey, Mom, didn't you say we could be done by 3 so we could go to the movies?
Is it 3 already? We've got a lot of work left to be done, but I guess. Go ahead. I did promise.
Sweet.
Jeremy!
Hey! Y'all don't forget, bright and early in the morning, we've got to finish the attic, and tomorrow afternoon, Natalie, you've got to go to Miss Peterson's.
Yes, ma'am.
Gabe, best out of 5?
I think we need to raise the goal.
Hey, I was wondering when y'all were going to get here.
Yeah, the movie's about to start.
We know, but we want to show you guys something we found in our grandma's attic.
We have no idea where this came from.
We found it with our grandma's Christmas stuff.
This is really neat. My mom loves little figurines like this.
Let me see.
What does that have to do with Christmas?
I don't know. I know it's really old, and I have a whole box of them.
Cool. Let's take them inside and have a look.
So you think it's a complete set?
Well, they're all made the same, so it is a set. Now, whether it's a complete set or part of a bigger set, I don't know. This is interesting.
What?
They all seem to be looking in one direction. There. If I had to make a guess, the baby's the focal point.
Riley, only you would notice that.
What I don't understand is why these guys who look like kings are visiting a baby.
Yeah, especially since these two look like common people.
You're right. Obviously, this is a mother and father.
Natalie, do you think Miss Peterson would know about this? She was your grandmother's friend.
I mean, she might. I'm going over there tomorrow to help her, so I'll take one of the pieces and ask her about it.
What's up with the one with the wings?
That one has me totally stumped.
That was the first encounter I had with your grandmother, Abby.
Grandma seemed like a really fun person.
Oh, she was a lot of fun. We had the best time together. Also, we got in a little trouble, too. But seriously, I'm concerned about your family. How are they holding up?
We're doing fine.
I really do miss my friend. Your grandmother was wonderful. Did you know that she was the best bridge player in town?
That's what we hear. I really like your Christmas decorations, Miss Peterson. We were going through Grandma's attic the other day, and we found a box of her Christmas stuff, and this was in there.
Oh, my. Oh.
Miss Peterson?
Do you have the rest of these?
How'd you know there was more?
Because they came in a set. There were all different shapes and sizes of these sets. But they all had the same pieces.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy has the rest of them at home, but what does this have to do with Christmas?
Natalie, this is Christmas.
That's all you talk about.
Where's the nearest taco shop?
Hey guys.
Hey.
So I showed Miss Peterson the baby. She knew exactly what it was the moment I showed it to her.
Really?
Yeah. She said, "Where's the rest of the set?" I hadn't even said anything about it yet.
I knew there had to be a set.
Yeah. She said that each set has the same pieces. They may look different or be in different positions, but they're all the exact same people.
But did she say what it was?
She didn't get into it, but she said the baby is definitely the main point.
So Riley was right. They are all looking at the baby.
Of course I'm right. I'm always right.
Anyways.
She said if we come back tomorrow that she'll explain the whole thing to us. But she doesn't want us to tell anybody. Keep it a secret.
Really? Wonder why.
I don't know. Why is it, Riley? Since you know everything.
Yeah.
Enlighten us.
Dude, Riley,
Tell us,
enlighten us.
Riley, please.
Come in.
Hi, Miss Peterson.
Hi, come in.
These are my friends I was telling you about. This is Emma, you know my brother
Hi.
Jeremy,
So good to see you.
Daniel,
Wonderful.
and Riley. We brought the set with us.
Oh, good. Come sit down. Come sit down. I want to take a look at it. Before I open this and look at it good, I want you to know that this is not something that you should take lightly. In fact, certain people in high places, they don't even want you to mention this. In fact, it's forbidden.
Really?
They think this is against any rational thought at all. That the things that this represents are not even according to people's good intelligence. Anyway, that's more than I want to get into right now. But let's take a look at it.
I hope that's all the pieces. That's all that was in the box.
Well, let's see what you've got. Well, here's a wise man. Right here, that's number one. They call him three kings, but they also say wise man, either one. There's the one wise man. Here's the second one. And here's the third one right here. But now the most important characters in this is Joseph. Here's Joseph. Oh, that's a good one. And his wife Mary. Have to have Mary. You've got that one too. And the most important one of all, the baby Jesus.
So these are real people. You've given them names.
Oh yes, they're real, all right. In fact, it's part of what we call the Christmas nativity set. And it tells a story about the birth of baby Jesus.
What's so special about him? Is he a king or something? Were there other kings?
Well, some thought he was to be a king, but not an earthly king.
I don't understand.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about who created this world that you live in? Who was behind it all? And actually, have you ever wondered about what's going to happen to us when we die?
Yeah, death kind of scares me.
Well, I can understand that. It kind of scares me too. If I didn't know what I know, it would scare me. But you see, we have a Lord, a God that created this whole world. And he had a perfect creation. And actually, he made a man and a woman. He first made the animals, and then he made man and woman. And he thought that they would love him, but he did not want to force that love. He didn't want puppets on a string that would have to love him. You guys know you can't just go up to a girl and say, "You're my girlfriend, you've got to love me." She would say, "I don't think so." But the point is, if your love is freely given, that's good love. But unfortunately, the man and the woman that God created didn't choose to love him. They chose to break a fellowship by doing what they wanted to do and not what he wanted them to do at all. And so he had to have another plan, but I think it was in God's heart and mind from the very beginning that this plan was going to be what he would do. He would have to make a way for man to come back to him because we were going to do our own thing. We were going to sin.
What are sins?
Sin is doing your own thing. God says, "I want you to live this way." Instead, we live our own way. And so sin broke the fellowship that he intended for us to have with him. And so he had to send Jesus, this baby we've been talking about.
What did he do?
Oh, he did many things. In fact, this little baby in the manger that we've just talked about grew up to become a man. And he lived a sinless life. He didn't do all the bad things. So he taught us how to live by doing this. And this is a story that took place, my goodness, this has been over 2,000 years ago. And yet, we're still trying to live the way that he lived. I mean, he's a pattern for us. And even though there are many people that don't believe this, for them, Christmas is not about Christ at all, when it is exactly about the one that died.
This is really amazing.
I can understand because it amazes me too. But I know what's behind it. And that's what's even more amazing.
Are y'all really believing this?
I know you think this is a weird story. I know you do. Because when I was your age, I probably wouldn't have believed it either. But it's a true story. And I want a chance to talk to you some more about it. You're a thinker. You have ability to weigh things, the issues and things that you hear and reject them or not, accept them. And I get that. But I want the opportunity to tell you more about this Jesus because it is the most wonderful story ever told. And you shouldn't go into the Christmas season without ever having heard about this story. So I am so glad that the box was found.
Thanks for letting us stop by. This has been really interesting.
Well, I'm glad you found it interesting, but I've loved having you because I like teenagers, and I'm glad you came by. Hope you'll come back.
Riley, you made it home. A little late, but you're home. Where you been?
Oh, we've been at Miss Peterson's house.
Miss Peterson's? What brings you there?
Well, Natalie and Jeremy found this old box of figurines in their grandmother's attic. They took it to Miss Peterson's because they had no idea what it was. But then Miss Peterson started to tell us about how the set was the whole reason we celebrate Christmas. Apparently, it's centered around a baby that she says is the most important person ever. I think she said his name was Jesus?
Wait, now this is interesting. What else did Miss Peterson tell you?
Well, she said that there's this being that created the universe, including us. Apparently, Jesus is the son of, she called it God?
So Miss Peterson claims that this being who created the universe had a son and he was human?
I'm not making this up. She said the figurines show his birth, which happened on Christmas. She also said that Jesus grew up and died to be our sacrifice. And then, if we believe all this, when we die, we go to this wonderful place in the sky called heaven.
So, what do you think of this?
I think it's so ridiculous. I have no idea where she got this stuff from. The thing is, I'm worried that my friends are starting to believe some of it.
I'm glad you're thinking about this rationally and not just believing everything you hear. Remember, it's really important that you evaluate what people tell you.
I know, it's what you've always told me.
Well, I've been hearing some similar things, and it really doesn't add up to reality. I mean, if there was a being that created the universe, wouldn't you think he would show himself to us?
That's the sort of thing I was thinking. They want me to go back with him, but I don't think I'm going to waste my time.
No, I think you should go back.
Really? Why?
Well, there's this coworker at the office that's been saying similar things, and I'd be interested to know if Miss Peterson and he are talking about the same thing. So yeah, go on back. It's not going to hurt you to listen. If you're worried about your friends, you might be able to keep them from being sucked in. Why don't we talk about this later? Catch up with your mom and get something to eat.
Yes, sir.
Dean West, Sleeper Agent, 10774. I've identified a subversive adherent in the Bridgeport jurisdiction. C-Class. Yes, an old woman. Probably just reminiscing about her childhood. She's not a threat. Mostly just keeps to herself, but she's sermonizing some to the local children. Requesting permission to monitor the situation and authorization to initiate protocol 1820 should I discover an assembly. No, they're only children. Understood. I'll be in touch.
It really changes the way you look at everything. I mean, who would have thought that Christmas was someone's birthday? Don't get me wrong, I love getting out of school and the presents are great, but I never thought it might actually mean something.
If it's true.
Yeah, but if it is, think about how that changes everything.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So your mom said you'd be down here.
Yeah, we were down here talking about Miss Peterson and how everything she's told us really changes our perspective.
Yeah, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it either. What do y'all think?
Well, one part of me believes that it's true, but another part of me keeps saying that I have no way of really knowing, and I don't want to be taken in if it's not.
I mean, yeah, we have no way of knowing for sure, but why would Miss Peterson lie about something like that?
She has a point. What benefit would she have for lying to us?
Maybe she's just telling us the story to keep us interested. I mean, it is pretty unbelievable. And if it was so important, wouldn't we have already heard something about it?
Well, whether it's true or not, it's pretty interesting.
See, there's this one thing that Miss Peterson was talking about that I still don't understand. How can Jesus have been born human, but he's perfect at the same time, when being human makes us sinful?
I get what you're asking. Maybe he wasn't human.
If he wasn't a human, how could he have died? This is so confusing.
Riley, what do you think? You haven't said much.
I don't know. Maybe we could ask Miss Peterson.
Wait, you're saying you want to go back and ask her again?
Yeah, I mean, my dad's always told me to evaluate everything I'm told. And plus, Miss Peterson said she had more to tell us. I think we should go back and listen to what she has to say. And if it gets crazier, we can just drop it. I mean, what do we have to lose?
So you're saying you might actually believe some of this?
Oh, I'm not saying I believe it. I don't. But there's no harm in finding out more about it.
Exactly. So it's settled. We all want to go back and see Miss Peterson.
I'm game.
Same here.
I don't know. I guess I'll go.
So it's decided. We'll go talk to Miss Peterson and then we can come back here and talk about it.
Oh, I'm so glad you all came back. I've been thinking about you ever since we talked before and was hoping you'd get back because I've got stuff to tell you and something to show you. Something that's really very exciting. And it's this. Look at this big book. This is called the Holy Bible. And it tells the whole story from the beginning of the creation of the world. We were talking about who created all this. God did. It says, in the beginning, God created. It told about the creation. And this is a great story. It's in two parts. It's in what they call the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Well, where can we get one of these?
Oh, you'd be hard-pressed to find one of these. I'm sure they're around because I have this one, but I've had it hidden. This particular Bible, what's called the Holy Bible, tells the story of man's beginning right on to the end. And the part, because it's this Christmas season, a holiday season, the part we've been talking about, it tells it in detail. And so by one of his followers. Jesus couldn't do all the work on earth that he came to do without helpers. So he called the disciples, and they followed him. And then after his death, they wrote down the words because they remembered what had happened there, and they wrote it down for us to have. So I'm going to read you what's called the Nativity story, and so you can get kind of an idea from this. This is from Matthew. He was a tax collector, and he one of the first people that followed Jesus. This is what Matthew said about this Christmas season. This is how the birth of Jesus, the Messiah, came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Jesus.
Showed us the other day. It comes from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I think that verse really captures what we've all been feeling lately.
Okay, I just want to remind everybody that our next meeting will be on Christmas Eve. We will be reading the Nativity story on the anniversary of Jesus' birth. So I hope to see everybody there.
Bye, guys.
See ya. And that was a deep lesson today. Thank you.
Hey, Natalie?
Yeah, what's up?
I have a problem with this whole thing. I don't understand how a guy can come down to earth and claim to save us from all our sins. It just goes against everything I've ever learned.
That's exactly what Natalie was just talking about. Faith.
Faith? Faith in what?
It's just like the verse in Hebrews said. We have to have faith in the things we can't see. Even though we can't see them with our own eyes, we have to know they're there. Like the miracles in the Bible. Or when God promises that we're going to go and live with Him forever after we die. We have to have faith in that. Faith doesn't mean turning your brain off. It just means that you have to know in your heart what the right thing is.
You know, Chris, this was all new to us too. We would have never expected that finding something in our grandmother's attic would have been responsible for all this.
Yeah, I mean, we're still trying to figure all this out too, but something in here is telling us that we're doing the right thing. And I think that's what faith really is.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah?
I think Mom knows what we've been doing down here.
What? How?
She's heard rumors from some of the other parents saying that we've been doing stuff down here that we shouldn't be.
What'd you tell her?
I told her it's nothing and that we're just normal kids doing normal things.
Did she believe it?
I don't think so.
But it got me thinking. If this stuff really isn't allowed, which it obviously isn't because we've never heard of it before, are we really doing the right thing?
Natalie,
Jeremy, I'm being serious. What happens if the wrong people find out?
remember our conversation with Chris earlier? Faith, Natalie. Whatever the consequences, faith that we're doing the right thing.
Come in.
Hi, Mrs. Peterson.
Natalie, good to see you. Come sit down.
You too.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
What brings you here today? And where are your friends?
Oh, I'm catching up with them later.
Something seems to be troubling you, Natalie. I can see it in your eyes.
I've just been thinking a lot lately about, well, everything. About how you shared Jesus with us, and it's just all come on so quickly. I mean, I don't know what to do anymore. My mom's found out about all this, and now she's stressing about it, and you've told us that in the Bible it says to share what Jesus has taught us, but I don't know how I'm supposed to share the message if I'm scared.
Natalie, what you're feeling is perfectly natural. When you search for the truth, it only makes you stronger. It increases your faith.
But how am I supposed to know that this is right? I mean, I get that you've shared faith with us. I understand it, but it's just so hard.
Natalie, I know what you're going through. Because when I was your age, I believed in God. But there were those people that tried to take it away from me. They were trying to change everything at that time.
How?
They tried to tell us that everything that we believed was really false. Actually, they were trying to marginalize Christianity. But there were some of us that refused to deny the truth.
Well, what did you do?
Well, we continued to believe. But unfortunately, they took my family away from me. And this is all that I have to remember them by.
Oh, Miss Peterson.
Natalie, I want you to have this.
What? No, I can't accept this.
Natalie, you and your friends have done more for me lately than you'll ever know. You've given me peace. You see, all these years, I've tried to hold this in because I knew that I couldn't say anything about it. I was afraid of what might happen. My brother and I were separated from our mother. My father had already passed away, and our faith in Jesus is really all that held us together. When they took my mother, I didn't know what I was going to do. But then they also took my brother. He was stronger, and he continued to witness. But finally they got to him too. And fear just has taken over my life ever since that time. I was bold before, but I just lost my nerve. I mean, everything around me seemed to be crumbling. And then you all showed up with that nativity set. And I got some courage from that. And I decided to break free. It was time for me to do something about it. I'm tired of just hiding and living like this anymore. And Natalie, I want you to have this necklace. I really want you to have it.
Thank you, Miss Peterson.
Bye, Dad.
Hey, wait. Where are you going? It's Christmas Eve.
I'm going to catch up with my friends for another meeting, but don't worry, I'll tell you what I find out.
Hold on a second. Isn't it a little late to be going to Miss Peterson's house, especially on this night?
We haven't been going to Miss Peterson's house. We've been meeting in Natalie's basement to go over what Miss Peterson was talking about.
Wait, Natalie's basement? Why haven't you told me any of this? I told you to go to Miss Peterson's and find out what she had to say.
I thought it was all right. I mean, I felt like I should figure this out on my own.
What's there to figure out? I thought we agreed it couldn't be true.
Haven't you always told me to evaluate the things I hear? I just wanted to come to my own conclusions.
No, not at the expense of my own son. This is a danger to you and everyone around you. I can't let this continue to happen.
What are you doing?
Agent 10774.
Agent? You're an agent? You used me.
Initiate protocol 1820.
You never even cared about what I thought or learned.
Yes, I did. I am removing this thing before it hurts you. Basement 138, Dogwood Lane. Riley! Riley!
Thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus. And the Lord God shall do unto him
robe. Then said Mary unto the angel, How shall this be? For with God nothing shall be impossible.
Riley, you're late.
No time. Run.
Run?
What are you talking about?
Run! I didn't know what my dad was up to. I told him everything. I'm sorry. I didn't know he was an agent, and I told him that we were meeting tonight, and he flipped out and called someone.
Bruce.
What? Guys, it's been fun, but real life is out there, and it's about to come knock down this door.
Let's go. Natalie, let's go.
I'm staying here.
So am I.
Who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the
Daniel.
violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, returned to the flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourings, moreover of bonds and imprisonment. Then they were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in
Are
sheep.
y'all really staying?
In sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted.
Guys, I can't.
of
I'm
whom the
sorry.
world was not worthy. They wandered in
Our
deserts
Father
and
who art in
mountains,
heaven,